Obama made a statement basically saying, so we all know about the defund the police. It's a very progressive movement pushed by young millennials, especially lawmakers in the Congress. Correct. And it's very popular with a lot of liberal, progressive young people out in the streets. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, Obama made a statement saying, you can't, I'm going to sum it up in the best layman terms for people. Snappy slogans like defund the police pushes people away. And I'm going to start it off real quick. I get where he's coming from, okay? I understand where he's coming from. He's an elder guy. He's a politician. And one thing we have to understand with politicians understand you got to work with the other side to get things done. The Democrat has to work with the Republican, they're supposed to work with the Democrat, but they don't really give a fuck about working with Democrats. As we can tell these last 4 years of having Trump in office. So I understand his mindset of making that statement. Mm-hmm. And it comes from a very democratic way. And I get that. And that's another thing I think people, especially black people, because they were most people pissed off. And I totally understand why they're pissed off. And you know what's funny? People always say, it's like, oh, why you always be devil? I'm like, no. The thing is, in order to, I guess, overcome, conquer, or like really beat something, you must understand your opponent, in a sense. Now, I'm not saying Obama's my opponent, but in order to defeat the type of thought process he's having or to overcome it, I have to understand it. And Obama, which I think a lot of black people always were looking at him, especially when he got in office, as the black savior. He's going to do everything for black people. He's going to push these laws so black. He's going to change the black life in America and things like that, which was a very, very not smart concept to go into. Very naive, not smart concept to go into. Because he's only the president. The president can't really do that much because of check and balances with Congress and things like that. So, back to my original point. I get where he's coming from because that was Obama's type of strategy. Even against our enemies, we must work with them. We have to, and he even said this in the conversation, you have to reach people at that level. And as a politician, I totally get it. This is all political talk, and I'm speaking for the political mindset of Obama. You got to reach people at their level. You don't want to scare people away. You don't want to take people away from your objective that you need to help push it by saying things like, defund the police. Now, saying it's a snappy slogan, I think that was a little too much. But Obama's like, 50 or something? He's like in his 50s now. Yep. He's the guy that's going to make a statement like that. So, but let's get to the real. It don't matter what you say. People do not care. And when I say they do not care, the people he is trying to say you want to bring along to help your change are those that do not care to really understand why you make the statement, defund the police. Because they don't care to ask why. Why are you saying defund the police? It is not take away. It is not demolish, even though I think we should. It is defund them because it's allocating funds from that towards other resources to help particularly black people, minority people, who are the ones that are the subject of many abuse by the police. So, and y'all could cut me off anytime y'all feel like y'all want to chop in. So,
no, you were rolling. I mean, that's
okay. And so, yeah, like the smart person in me says, I get why Obama said it. I understand why Obama said it. I don't look at Obama as the savior for me. I don't look at Obama as he's going to make life better for me and black people. Never thought that. You ain't finna erase 8 years of him as president with 400 years of what white people have done. Not even. Obama to me was an inspiration. It's a sight of inspiration. I see a black person as a president.
Do you think what he said was harmful in any way? Because this is what the tweet I saw, Ayanna Presley. She said the murders of generations of unarmed black folks by police have been horrific. Lives are at stake daily, so I'm out of patience with critiques of the language of activists. Whatever a grieving family says is their truth, and I'll never stop fighting for their justice and healing. And then I also saw another tweet, I just remembered, because I couldn't find it, but I just remember what it said. And I don't remember who said it, but he was talking about how it's not just a snappy slogan. It's actually something that's been pushed through Congress. It's not just like a stepping stone. And so essentially, what they're saying is, he's kind of demeaning what the purpose of defund the police means by like kind of shoving it off, in the way that he spoke of it, as opposed to something very important and something like a bill or whatever you want to call it that's trying to, that's been passed through Congress since before it became a hashtag. This is years.
He basically takes the important sting of what it's meaning and basically watering it down. Like I said, it's basically like to the same point I said, watering it down so that the people that we need to help pass it legally would understand it and want to work with it. And I get that, but I'm more on her side. I'm more on what Ms. Presley said, as far as like what the years of oppression and the years of what police have done to black people and trying to make us better statement. Because I don't know if y'all follow Michael Harriet. Y'all follow him on Twitter or Instagram. I love that man. That man. If you got to follow him on Twitter, he comes with the best threads. He be dropping some heat.
Michael,
bars.
who now?
I think it's Harriet. Yeah, he be dropping bars, and he made a point is where, and I totally agree. Is what was he? I think he made a long tweet about. Okay, let's make a reform for the police to treat people of color it was like so long to like dumb it down to people, and it was hilarious because again my original point is I get tired of us trying to out of quit trying to talk to people who do not want to listen to us. And obviously, because if people feel so mad about defund the police, and which is crazy that politicians want to get so mad about that statement, when these are supposed to be smart people that we put in the office to work for us, to speak for us, and they just immediately think, oh, take away. They know and that's the fucked up part about politics is that these politicians know defund the police does not mean take everything away from the police.
Yeah, but I mean, I think just very quickly, we can't expect all they're gonna do is pander for the most part. They're gonna essentially crowd control, and they don't want the public to know a lot of things, and they have to say certain things to keep the population. How do we segue into this conversation? Not conditioned. What was the word?
Program under control.
To keep us under control and programmed.
Dumbing down.
However you want to take that, and so, they're not gonna give us what we want. Like it's a simple concept. Someone broke down a defunding of the police, and first of all, how it's been done before, and it was like done in 2005. It was done in 2012, and some other time, and. They're acting like it's impossible to do, like reparations. So we know it's something that they just don't want to do because it's not something off the wall that we're asking for. It's been broken down plenty of times what the fuck defund the police means. And It's police and ignorant folks trying to spin it and make it seem like, oh, you're stealing our money, when actually taxpayers pay like, what did the fucking tweet say? A lot of fucking money a year that goes to the fucking police.
But the thing is that's not in question. What's in question is Obama and, this sort of, hellfire that he's under. When, I don't know, I never was a Obama idolizer in a sense. I think that, and I think that's an important thing. I think that the black community in general, we have.
But I understand why they do it, though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We have issues with idolization simply because we don't have many heroes.
Right.
And so when we get something that even closely resembles that, I mean, that's why, you think about it, that's why we idolize so many criminals and so many people who we feel are Robin Hoods, because that's even a hero to us, because we don't have anything that resembles, that top spot. So when Obama got there, it represented something completely different. And I think that us as a community, we tend to lose ourselves in that sometimes.
We're emotional.
Shed all sort of judgment within that and say that this person can do no wrong and that this person is completely and utterly for us at all given times of the day. And it's just simply not true. And we have to be mature in a sense where we see a person make a mistake and say, yeah, that's horrible. Like, that sucked. We're so quick to cancel and so quick to
each other.
sort of, do things, or people that we see are as our peers. I mean, even just today or yesterday, really, Letitia Wright, the girl who plays Shuri, she got, canceled, deleted her Twitter account today. Actually, somebody that I know was involved in the whole situation.
What happened?
And really briefly, she had made a comment on anti-vaxxers and basically was just like, had retweeted a really problematic video. It had like transphobic comments in it and a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, Jesus.
And even Don Cheadle was like, hey, yo, what's going on? Like on Twitter. And then he'd like deleted the comment. And then like she had like doubled down on it a couple of times and then eventually got bombarded with tweets and eventually like just did like a halfway apology, was like, hey, I was just talking about this one thing and not really all the other stuff and, blah, 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 blah. So, even though like she retweeted the video and like had like I think she had like a smiley face or like a praying hands or something like that where it was like clearly like in agreeance of like, and if you didn't agree about all the video, then you probably shouldn't have done that, that kind of thing. So she kind of retweeted this whole thing like, oh, y'all act like you haven't made mistakes or something like that to that tune. Right now it's a whole thing where she like deleted her Twitter and all that. So anyway, I said all that to say that we get under, this whole thing that if this person seems like our peer, that we can literally end them. Like we have literally ended careers through social media. Mm-hmm. People that we don't even know and could probably never lay a finger on in our lives, we have literally ended their whole life.
Wait, are you trying to say we're ending Obama's?
No, not at all.
Okay.
He's saying the power of cancel culture or whatever, but we don't have the same smoke when it comes to a person that we've got given that sort of idolization.
Right. Okay, I get what you come from.
That sort of level, that ceiling that we hit for some reason that certain people can't fall under is very weird. Mm-hmm. And it's because, like I said, we don't really have many people that like Letitia Wright. Yeah, oh great, she's a celebrity and she's a great actress and everything. But this girl down the street feels like she can, act just as well as she can, given the right opportunity. But there's not many people who know and feel in their hearts that they can make it to places like where Obama made it to. Therefore,
I get what you're saying.
That idolization is a bit higher and a bit above the ceiling of others. And that's when you cross that plane, that's when it's like, oh, that person can do no wrong. And that's the times when we have that hard dealing with, like, when they do something, it's like, oh, did they really do it?
And again, I don't. Yeah, no, Obama did something wrong. He can't.
No, I'm not saying that we shouldn't question.
I think more people are.
This is what's happening.
I think more people are becoming a little bit more knowledgeable,
aware. Right? And that's that's what I'm saying. That's what's happening.
Just the fact that one, a lot of people were very naive and expecting like Obama. Okay, mm-hmm. Like there was this girl I met, she's like 22. She said, like, I really thought racism ended when Obama became president. And so she was like, well, she's 22 now. So she was like, I don't know, like 16. I don't know, however long ago that was. What was that, 2008? Ooh, that was like, damn, that was 10 years ago. So she was 12. So she was a little thing. Mm-hmm. But isn't that crazy? So it's like, those people are older now. And the people who were, a little older than that are older now. And I think that social media has played a big role in changing the concepts of politics and how we go about viewing our power, I guess, in our daily lives. Because before, in the Black community especially, voting and all of that, not only did motherfuckers just not vote, but it just seemed like something untouchable. But because also voting you know, that, you know, when
Even
they,
if we vote, ain't nothing really gonna change. We still gonna be treated.
no,
like,
I was going to say not voter fraud, but they still like make it harder for black people to vote to this day, like right now, like that's
Voter
still
suppression.
that's still a thing, and so you know that just prevented, you know, and you know now even like younger people who can't even vote are voting now, and just being more knowledgeable and being more realistic that just because they're black doesn't mean that they're going to save us. Like we have to be more smart as a community as far as like we're growing up, I guess you could say, because we're a very emotional community, but I think Muhammad Ali or Malcolm X said, you know, why do we always idolize, you know, all these people who aren't even, you know, politicians or scholars or, you know, we idolize celebrities, but our oppressors want us to idolize these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that plays a big role in why we gatekeep so much, why we cancel so much, why we, like, if one bad thing happens, like at this restaurant, like at the True Kitchen restaurant with the twerking thing, like if one thing happens, then the whole black community is fucking doomed. It was one incident in one fucking restaurant, like you know what I mean? Like we, like no other people do that, like,
Yeah.
but it's because of how we came up in America. You know what I'm saying? We were all we had. And if you know, if it's one black person that does it, then all black people do it. And that's still a thing that America does to us. It's if that you know, that's why the whole concept of all black people are ghetto, like, and that's clearly not even the case. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say this is like I wasn't talking shit about what white people, other people cared about, whatever Obama said. I was
going off on a tangent. I know that's not what we were talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
I was
my bad.
expanding
Okay.
on the topic.
Oh, okay. But
I wasn't refuting it or anything. But do y'all think Obama, like where do y'all think he was coming from?
He was just coming from himself. He's a politician. He's never.
No, like there's always an angle.
No, that's Obama.
He's an older politician.
And Obama's
Mike
never
said,
been.
That's the stance of an older black Democrat.
Interesting.
Yeah. But that's always like Obama, and I'm not mad at him. That's who he is, and it's not like it's not something we need, but it's. I always feel people like him. I feel it's a better way to utilize the very progressive tone of younger black people. You know what I'm saying? Instead of calling it a snappy slogan, because it's not a snappy slogan.
It was just that's a very dismissive. It's like kind of disrespectful, you know.
Yeah, and that's statements like snappy slogan. It's like it makes it sound like we're coming off as children, making a childish thing, saying defund. No, we're making a strong statement. Now he can make a statements like defund the police are very strong statements that can scare people.
Because it's straight to the point. It's cut like. Because you can go all around it, but at the end of the day, defund the police.
Right, and so he it's like he can say it's a strong statement that can scare people. It can make people think
He's talking about the
differently.
Police. That's who it scares. The popo.
Differently about what our stance is, but I don't want to.
I think at best he probably meant that don't make something distracting, you know, to catch their attention, so that they zone in on that movement.
And that's exactly what he said.
At best.
At best. And at worst.
Best,
right.
That's what he said. And at worst, it's
and that's why I say
dismissive.
that's why I say he could have
disrespectful.
said it differently than making snappy, saying statements like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he did when the rest of the conversation, so we could get to
Probably
the next topic.
clarified.
Yeah, he was like, because with people, they care more about the story.
Yeah.
And so he was making that statement to where he says he don't want people to get away from the story or the meaning because of a title. And again, I totally get it, but again, I felt like he could have made a better way of wording his not approval of it, his disapproval of a statement like defund the police. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because again, he's not one of those people where I don't care about what I don't care about the other side because the other side doesn't care about me. I'm tired of trying to bring them in when they don't care. You get what I'm saying? Because he is a politician.
Yeah.
So, and he's always like, we got to work with the other side.
Yeah.
When most of us is like, they don't want to work with us, we don't give a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? So, but
because the chances of them working with us, racism is too deeply rooted. So a whole reconfiguring would have to take place in order, like the how they even teach would have to change, like the philosophy of policing. It would have to change. The policies, like I was watching videos of what they teach in these police academies, like especially in the South. It's fucking, it's mind blowing. It's like
it's too much money in it.
And then like they allow the police to take training that has nothing to do with the academy or them, and they get trained by like these racist and they teach like these crazy fucking philosophies that they take into their fucking work. And then this is how, and then that shit just gets taught. And it gets taught to black men who become police officers. It gets taught to whoever becomes a fucking police officer.
Shit ain't changing. They don't give a fuck. Obama, I get where you're coming from, but you got to choose your words better. And I think, and just to finish it off, and I think that's the reason he's saying that, because I think that's one thing with Democrats, and I think that is why Biden was the better choice. No one really wants true democracy. I'm going to keep it a buck, because democracy is about having two different views. Republicans are monotone as hell, which is why that's why they are who they are. So this is finishing my last statement. There's nothing wrong with a difference. You know what I'm saying? Let's not older people, and I think I made this statement before. Older people were just as progressive when they were younger. They just changed their tone as they got older and had families and stuff like that. Find a better way to keep your old self rolling with the new people.